Hello guys, and welcome to this particular episode where I'm going to show you how to reposition your CV, how to rewrite your CV so that you are able to actually secure an interview. I wouldn't want to tell you how to pass an interview, right? Because that is actually one of the most complicated part of hiring, and it also has to do with how you are able to defend your CV, how you are able to answer the relevant questions. So this is not something I'm going to touch now. Probably I will beg one of my boss in the HR system to speak on that, right? But notwithstanding, for the very basic steps on how to realign your CV to get an interview, and I'm speaking out of experience, to be honest, because I know that I have applied quite a number of jobs, and to be honest, and to the glory of God, I have been able to get a lot of interview invite, even though I did not scale through some. But the most important part where I want to address now is the one that people are complaining. I have been applying, but no feedback, or you just keep getting rejection email. Now, to be honest, I have worked in quite different spaces for a while. For over 3 to 4 years right now, I'm working remotely. And how do I do that, or how was I able to pass through those interviews to secure those jobs or even get invited for an interview, right? So the first thing I want to address is I have seen quite a lot of people's CV, and especially when people reach out to me that they want to apply for a job and all of that, they are ready, they have the skill, they want to start and all of that. And when I begin to review their CVs, and to be honest, even if I'm the person hiring, the CV doesn't speak much of what I need to hire, right? And the reason is this: you are not the only person applying for that job. There are hundreds of people, thousands of people applying for the same role. So now, what exactly are those hiring managers looking for in your CV that will even give you the opportunity to be invited for that interview? The first thing I usually tell people is, you know, where you have your professional biography or your professional summary, your professional profile, you explain in summary what you really have. I have reviewed quite a number of people, and I'm going to show an example here. A lot of people tend to have more written context to who they are, what they do, and what they represent, without clearly showing any numbers, impact, or relevance. Now, what I mean by these three things that I mentioned: impact, relevance, and readability. Now, these three things are actually what helps you secure a job. Now, what do I mean by impact and relevance? Starting with, you see, when somebody writes his professional background, he said, I'm a customer service representative with 10 years experience in this, I have done this. You see, from beginning to the end, you are full with context. No numbers, no metrics, no impact. Now, when recruiters see that, a lot of people are that because they cannot actually differentiate you. Now, if they want to make a decision between you that state this and also another person that state the same thing, how will they pick you and not him, right? The difference is in your impact and relevance. Now, instead of writing all of that, you need to be specific as to what you say in your professional background. Now, what do I mean? You can say, I'm a customer success person, I'm a professional chef, I'm a this with 5 years experience. Now, experience in what industry exactly? With 5 years experience in healthcare, fintech, fast-moving consumer goods, which is FMCG, experience in telecommunication industry, you need to be specific. That is one. Secondly is you need to show impact and numbers of when you were in those companies, what happened with you, right? You have now indicated the years of experience you have, the industries you have. The next thing is to say, what exactly did you do? Now, you have stated that in healthcare and all of that, in those industries, I was able to manage 30 client accounts, 50 projects, 3 projects in a community, and through those projects, I was able to handle 16,000, let's say you are in the NGO space, 16,000 people were trained, and out of it, 13,000 literacy rates were realized or recorded. So now you see, I'm stating the numbers of what I did, what the impact was, and all of that. Or you can now say, in my years in this industry, I have been able to impact by creating a playbook, a handbook, an SOP, standard operating procedure, on how to manage escalation, or how to reduce customer escalation, or how to reduce churn for those people that manage CRM and all of that. So you see, in your professional background, you are showing numbers. Or if you are in sales, right? I have been able to manage 40 recurring, or 40 on average 40 calls a day, sales call, and through that I've been able to convert or close 70 or 60% of those sales, which amounted to at least so amount of money in revenue for the company at the end of the year. Now, those things that you mentioned, it is what will actually distinguish you from the other person applying for the same position, because you have shown impact, relevance. Or another point is, you can actually compare a metric that you met, you increase, compared to what you made. Like, so what I mean here is, I have been able to achieve 88% of the KPI set to me, as compared to the 65% I met in the department. Now, this clearly shows impact. Now, that is what your professional background should look like. And I'm going to put an example there, right, that will give you clear context. Now, coming to where you have worked previously. Now, in every place you put in your CV, whether you have worked in an MTN office, in a bank, or in any place, a lot of us missed out in the areas that when we have worked in this place from so year to this year, you just write the responsibilities that were given to you in that place. Yes, we understand every company, when they advertise their job role, they put the list of responsibilities that you need to do in that role, which is basic. You don't need to put out those responsibilities again. What should go in that space is the impact and relevance of your role that you did. Now, let's say I worked in MTN as a customer service rep. When I put MTN Nigeria from 2022 to 2025, right? Then I begin to bullet my point. I will say, worked as a customer service rep in this company, right? That is the role you did. Now, secondly, you begin to list out, I have achieved my KPI by so percent, been able to reduce the number of escalation from 30% down to 16% during my stay, and I've been able to develop a playbook, a document, an escalation book that will help in reducing the customer escalation by this point. Or you have worked in an NGO before, you need to put your relevance. During this thing, I have been able to develop a framework, a policy, a project, or a process that has helped us reach out to more communities and increase our reach by so percent as compared to so percent that we were having before. So you need to state out those relevance, those impacts, and make your CV more readable, because when I'm reading more like a newspaper, it is very draining compared to when I read and I'm now seeing numbers. It shows that there is clear impact, there is clear relevance of your stay in any of those companies. So please, when next you are writing your CV, ensure that these things are taken care of. If not, you end up getting rejection emails almost all the time, because the people that get invited are the people that shows this particular 3 points. They show numbers, their CVs are showing relevance of their stay or their impact in any company they worked for. It is highly readable in terms of clear numbers and metrics that is being displayed all around, and you have shown that you have impacted the place by probably suggesting a policy, writing a policy, developing a process, building a workflow, drafting a policy framework if you are in the development space or you are in the NGO space. All these things are very relevant. Once you have this kind of things in your CV, you will definitely scale to an interview stage. Thank you very much, and please, if you need me to review your CV, you want me to look at it and also make recommendations, like I said, you can just reach out to me, send me a DM, or probably I'll drop my email. You share your CV with me, I'll take a look at it and make all the necessary recommendations and possibly changes that you might need in those CVs. Thank you very much, guys. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and always follow the page so that you get to have relevant content that will help you succeed in this role. The next video I'm going to make is actually the kind of jobs that you can apply within the scope of what you have. A lot of people are always asking me, how do we get international jobs? How do I apply for international companies? It is quite competitive, to be honest, but I know for a fact that there are actually strategies, there are workarounds, what to look out for and how to go about it when you are doing it, and I'm going to share it with you in the next video. Get to see you next time. Bye for now.